I like this area. I was here 2 weeks ago. I'm going to walk a different section of it today. It's, it's not that far out of Phoenix, but it's a place you can walk. It's mainly state trust land. If you got a state trust permit, which I do, some of it's BLM land. The place where you'll find the most Hohokam stuff would be on the Indian reservations, but they discourage and actually prohibit casual walking around people like me. So this is a good place to come. It's a big open area. There's some pottery. It's a big open area. A lot of places to walk and look. And so I'm just taking advantage of that. Looks like the first balloon of the day. Found one here last time. This one's got a little bit of color, but I can't read happy birthday on it. But I'll carry it out. It's like a jungle along this wash. Well, just like I saw last time in some of the shady areas. There's a little sign of illegal activity. I don't know if it's got water in it or not, but might be nice to run into that if you're thirsty. This is not much, but it's you don't see rocks that big around here, and for them to be put together, probably done for a reason. Maybe gathering place. I don't think it's I don't think it represents a habitation site. Well, that one rock looks embedded. See if I can find some pottery here. Looks like a little piece maybe. Yeah, that's a little piece. Let's see. That's also a little piece of pottery. So I've not been able to see any pottery for a while, so I think that sort of confirms this is related to ancient habitation. There may have been more there initially, because I just noticed this. Looks like somebody's made a fire ring here. I'll bet they scavenged from that site. Royal baking powder, 12 ounces. I don't know how old that is. I can figure it out. These embedded larger rocks, likely man-made. I think I've seen a few pieces of pottery around here. Yes, there's one. Yep, that's pottery. I dropped that one. I just looked at my foot, and that looks like painted pottery. How about that? That's what I'm looking for. I don't know, it's a little bit, it's not the normal red or brown on buff. Looks to be, well, I can't really tell what that is. I can't tell if the paint is the brown. Paint's got to be the white. I can't tell. Maybe it's a polychrome. Maybe they're both paints. That's unusual for me to find anyway. And again, it's right here by this little line. There's a marker, and the other thing caught my eyes. There's one big rock over there, and a few other big rocks around. But I don't know whether these really small sites, I don't know if you really call them habitation, because as unsubstantial as they are, they can't be very long-term habitation. But then again, they use rocks, so They're probably not just hunting camps. I don't know. Huh. Yeah, saguaros always can make some funny shapes. It's a pretty good sized piece. That's the biggest one I've seen. Just plain, of course, you see brown on one side, gray on the other. I'm in a little better area here as far as finding stuff goes. There's another little rock concentration. Not even really organized in the shape of a room, but I'm also seeing pottery here. Right there. A little piece here. Yep, pottery and rocks tends to mean habitation around here. I went down to pick up my poles when I noticed this, which looks like some paint on a piece of pottery that's a little half buried. Let's see. Oh, that's, unfortunately, it's not big. Best painted pottery. Sort of looks like the Hohokam style. I guess that's the painted side. Well, here's another rock concentration. I feel like maybe I'm in a little ancient subdivision where there's these things are spread, I don't know, 100, 200 feet apart. See if I can find pottery here too. Well, there's one. A little hard time finding some. Just to be clear, this is what the desert looks like around here. There really aren't any big rocks. Well, there's one. But when you see a number of them together, you got to be suspicious that somebody arranged them. Maybe over here. This is not a very big concentration. There's a few over here and a few over here. We can look at it. Rock. Oh, there's some. A couple pieces of pottery. Here by these rocks. Looks like one. Just walking across the flats. That's a pretty thick piece. Well, this sort of makes a circular perimeter of larger rocks. That is suspicious. No, that's a rock. That looks like pottery. Yeah, there's a piece of pottery. It's associated with this place. And another one. Oh my, look over here. This is what I'm looking for. That's a beautiful one. That's classic Hohokam. Red on buff, I would call it. And it's a nice decoration. It's a pretty good sized piece. Let's see what the back side is. Just plain gray. Painted on one side. That's a great one. Associated with this little ruin here, I guess you would call it. And looks like there's more pottery. Yeah, plain. That's a rock. That's pottery though. It's a little funny, I guess. Oh look, painted on that side. May even be a part of that same vessel. Here on the other side of the ruin, I just noticed another little painted piece. Little is correct, but looks to be the same type as the other one, at least as far as the external design goes. Look at that. So that's a crosshatch design. It's a bit faded, but that's pretty cool. This looks like a pretty big piece of pottery. Yes, it is. Just plain, but that's probably made a pretty big pot or Oya or something like that. I just picked this up from just down there where my feet are. And I'm thinking this might be a piece of shell. Hohokam did a lot of trade to get shell from further south from the Gulf of California and decorated it for bracelets. And I'm pretty sure this is glycymerus. If you look at some of my other videos, I found much bigger pieces of it than this. But again, this is, you know, nice thing to find out here. Some stuff was going on at this little site. Maybe another one just 5 feet away. These are quite small. Usually the glycymerus is, I don't know, 3 or 4 times bigger than that, the circular arc. This one's sort of gray-green. There's a friend there. Oh, look, painted. Stop and study an area, you might see some. Again, same type. It's worth saying this area is right within sight of the crusted saguaro we saw last week. It was a good area last week, so I've been angling toward it, and indeed this is where I found the best stuff so far. I'm going to keep looking in this area. Well, I'm thinking of heading over in the direction of the peak there. I don't intend to go that far, but there's a couple of rock faces. They look like molars sticking up in the foreground. Planes going overhead. I might walk up to those and see if there's any petroglyphs along the bottom of them, and see what I find along the way. Running into another little rock concentration, and let's see. Looks like some pottery. Yeah, with a little bit of black smudge on it. Yeah, pottery. You can also tell, in addition to being smooth and parallel sides, it's less dense than rocks. So when you pick it up, you can tell right away. It looks like a big chunk of pottery. Yeah, that's heavy. That's a that was from a massive vessel. It's near the top. You can see the curvature. That would have been a big. Well, you know, I can't tell bowls from Oyas from jars very well. Professionals are always categorizing them, but I'm not comfortable doing that. Here's another piece. A nice rim piece, smooth rim. So again, this is right here at this little bit of rock. And as I set that down, I turned around and there's a painted piece. I'm doing better with painted pieces today. Every now and then I run into one of these giant holes. You know, I don't know what makes those. You can see how big it is. Maybe someone can tell me. I figure a badger's big enough to do that, but I've never seen a badger out here. So maybe they only come out at night, or maybe it's just some aggressive ground squirrel. Not sure, but that hole is, well, going in, that's probably about an 8-inch diameter hole. That looks like a sort of a circular perimeter with a low spot. That seems like it would be man-made. So we'll see what we can find around this. That's plain pottery there, a few pieces. That there. There. Plain pottery. Plain pottery. Yeah, there's a couple little pieces here on the inside. Helps to verify that this is a man-made structure, but I find less pottery here than I did the last one. Here's another little rock concentration, sort of arranged in a circle. Large enough that you might have been able to build a roof and have some shelter. Is that pottery or a rock? That's pottery. How about this one? Looks like pottery. Pretty good sized piece of pottery here. Some more. So another sort of verified small habitation site. I think I see some stripes down there. It must be paint. Yep. That's a top rim piece. Oh, look, painted both sides. Nice. Again, right at this site. I just noticed on those molars there's sort of a hot dog sticking up. Well, I think I'll go up there and have a look. Maybe I'll start with this little bump. I've scanned that rock with my binoculars and I can't make out any marks, and even the little caves don't look interesting. But I'm close enough. I'll walk over there. And the next molar doesn't look to have anything at the ground level either. That's that hot dog thing here in the foreground. Seems to be a little bit of a game path probably along the backside, so I'll check that out a little bit. There's a little saguaro though. I don't know, maybe javelina or something that are eating that. Something is. Hey, I think I saw this guy's initials 2 weeks ago in another spot. TN. Huh. I guess he got around. Nice little path along there. No petroglyphs though. No petroglyphs here. It's a little steep going down. Down into the rock, into the wash now. There's a view of that hot dog. 2x zoom from the wash. Well, that's the last of the rock faces. 0 petroglyphs. Well, I haven't seen any pottery for a while. I'm getting fairly close to the car, but that's pottery right here. Sort of light brown pottery. Nothing that looks like a habitation site. About 50 feet further along, I'm finding a few more on the ground. This sort of roundish piece. This one too. That little one there. For some reason why there's a sort of a concentration of pottery here. Pick those up. That's a rim piece, which are nice to find. I'm not sure what's going on here. And maybe they've got access to some canal water that